We're reporting that somehow there's going to be a Qatari base on United States soil. That's just not true.
Also proud that today we're announcing or signing a letter of acceptance to build a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho. The location will be host a contingent of Qatari F-15s.
So that's just a little reminder of how we cannot trust this administration on anything, including matters as serious as whether we're kind of being invaded by Qatar in the near future. And so Hegseth and Vance really disagreeing on whether we are creating a base for one of our allies in the Middle East here in the United States. And who's right here? I don't know, maybe both of them are lying. I can't determine that. I need reporters looking into this stuff. And the issue is that even in matters as important as our national security, reporters have less access. There's less transparency, less ability to do honest, in-depth reporting than there has been in living history. And as of this week, way less than there even was a week ago, because as of right now, there are just 15 reporters reporting from inside of the Pentagon, the world's biggest office building, with only 3 of them being from American outlets, and those 3 are MAGA, so not even reporters really anyway. Effectively, American journalism inside of our Pentagon is done now. Journalists from nearly every major US outlet, that includes things like the Washington Post, the New York Times, as well as things like even Fox News, they have all turned in their press badges as of this Wednesday after refusing to adhere to the new rules for reporters at the Pentagon, which prohibit soliciting any information the government doesn't authorize reporters to have. And so now all you have is incredibly small outlets, foreign media, freelancers, and MAGA-friendly press, which it's really the same thing as like what the Pentagon wants is all you can do is our propaganda. These MAGA outlets were already only doing propaganda, and so I guess Hegseth has kind of gotten what he wants, or has he? Because what I think ideally would have happened is he's given this ultimatum to the national media saying, you're gonna come in, you're gonna give us a veneer of transparency, a veneer of doing things the way they've always been done, that we're doing our whole war thing and you guys are reporting, except you can only report what we say you can. And they decided finally to kind of stand up to him using the only power they have, which is to say, we're not gonna give you that veneer. We're in fact gonna leave now, go have fun with the Free Eagle beacon or whatever it is that's still reporting from there and pretend as if things are going as they always have. And so right now what they have is the Federalist, the Epoch Times, and OAN. And then that's it for American media. Is the Epoch Times even American? Okay, maybe there's not even 3.
No, it's Falun Gongi.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's just funded by them, but it's considered American. Regardless, that's what you've got. You've got a couple of Turkish media outlets, to be clear, not the Young Turks, other Turkish outlets. And there's one News Corp-owned Australian paper, the India Globe, and USA Journal Korea, which is obviously that's in my daily news diet. So I will be getting my Pentagon news from USA Journal Korea. But right now, Brett, that's it. And so is this a whiff for Hegseth? Is this actually kind of okay from his point of view? What do you think?
Well, time will tell on the reaction, and that's what we need to start looking at. Like, they've already vilified news, they being the administration, have vilified news outlets, period. Calling them fake news. But the fact that only 3 have not looked at Hegseth when he was like, let's make an unprecedented change to the way that journalism is done in America. Let's make it more like a dictatorship. The fact that only the Epoch Times, OAN, and the Federalist looked at that and didn't say, go F yourself. There are so many other journalistic, newspapers and TV networks that were there doing the thing you're supposed to do. It's the game, man. This is the game. The game is there are reporters in the Pentagon trying to find out what shady crap you're doing. You're supposed to run a tight ship so that people don't feel like you're such a piece of crap that they're gonna leak it. If they do leak information to the news, that's protected by the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. It's what makes us America as much as anything. And these guys are saying no. So the big question is, are there people like, for example, folks in the manosphere, a lot of folks that are like, oh, we need to have more transparency because there's a deep state doing shady stuff? Are those folks going to look at that and be like, hey, buddy, this is bad? Donald Trump is against free speech, freedom of the press, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, all that stuff. And I hope they do, and it's incumbent on us to shine a light on it.
Yeah. I look, in practice, I don't know how crucial, or like if you have a pie of all the reporting that gets to be done about anything having to do with American national security, foreign policy, and all of that, how significant the reporters based actually inside of the Pentagon are. I imagine it's not nothing. I imagine that's something. I am assuming that people from outside of the Pentagon still have sources in the various branches of the military and National Guard and all that stuff. Like I'm assuming that Ken Klippenstein never had a desk at the Pentagon. And so I'm assuming that sort of writing will continue. And so again, I hope that we still get, these looks into what's going on, especially as the military is operating with such impunity, clear violations of international law, not even making the case for the legality of what they're doing. We need reporting. But I also like it as a moment. It makes it a little bit harder for them to claim to be the most transparent administration in history when they've literally kicked the media out of the Pentagon.
No, John, they haven't kicked the media out of the Pentagon. They just said
themselves out.
Right, and I think that's the interesting part of it. I'm not disagreeing with what you said. I'm just trying to say the way they're spinning it is we haven't kicked anyone out of the Pentagon.
Yeah.
But what it is these outlets are saying they're going to say whatever. They're only ever going to say what they're told to say by the president of the United States and his drunk minion.
Yeah, and Fox will say this is very reasonable to expect, even though Fox itself is not signing on to this, let's be very clear, but MAGA will believe that the media is being unfair and not signing on to this, even though if it was a Democrat in charge, they would never accept this requirement being placed on reporters. And that's like that hypocrisy. That it's totally cool for Trump to do it. It would never be acceptable for any Democrat that's the bricks that the entire metaphorical political system we have right now is based on. So you can't be surprised by that anymore. If you enjoyed that, then make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming a member. So you're probably wondering, why would I do that? Well, when you do that, you get access to bonus content that I make every single week, and it's a lot of fun. You get custom emojis and more. If you join at tier 3, by the way, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself. And you'll get all that going forward, but you'll also unlock years of the back catalog that is literally 100 or more bonus clips and top 10 lists and debates and more. So what are you waiting for?